Okay, so you arrived Stalag 7 Crims, and you arrived at Stalag 17.
Well, we arrived at Crims. Now, Stalag 17 wasn't in Crims. It was about, I'd say about 3/4 of a mile, I think, northeast of Crims. I'm not sure on that, but we marched up a winding trail up the hills to get to it. So it was up on the hill.
So at this point, back home, they just thought you were MIA for a while, didn't they? They didn't know where you were, or if you were alive or dead, right?
Right.
How long before your parents knew?
I don't know. I think it was about 6 months.
6 months? They had no idea?
I think. I don't know.
Okay.
But they didn't, the Germans didn't get in no hurry.
They weren't worried about PR, were they? Public relations, huh? When you, okay, so you marched up to Stalag 17. What did you see?
Do what?
What did you see? Fences and barracks and...
A bunch of shacks. They called them barracks. I think they were chicken houses originally, I'm not sure. But they took us in, shaved our heads, deloused us.
What'd they delouse you with? Powder?
The water, give a shower.
Oh.
And then put us in a barracks full of lice and bed bugs and fleas.
So the barracks was... You had... Inside the barracks there were like bunk beds?
Mm-hmm. It was... supposedly there was 3 tiers. There was one tier right down low, and another one up, maybe 3 foot, and then another one up about 3 foot. But they didn't have anybody in the bottom bunks. I don't know why, but they just used the middle one and the upper bunk.
To give you like a blanket and a pillow?
Yeah, they didn't have any blankets. They used rugs.
You slept... Your blankets were your...
Rugs for blankets.
Rugs?
But after we'd been there a while, I don't know whether it was the Red Cross or the YMCA sent in blankets. And one apiece. And there was a few extras, so the barracks I was in had 4 or 5 extra blankets, so we drove cars. And I got one of them blankets. So I had 2 blankets. And if I hadn't, I probably wouldn't have made it.
So do you have anybody freeze to death in their bunk overnight, or just...
No, I don't think we did. There's more. Some of them got shot.
Well, you told me once that there was the fence, but there was also a warning wire about 10 feet away?
No, about 30 foot.
30 foot away from the fence was the warning wire. And like in the movies, they show the guys right up next to the fence talking and smoking and stuff. You guys weren't allowed to get close to the fence, were you?
We weren't. If we touched it, we wasn't allowed to touch it. We could get up to it.
Right.
But we couldn't. If we touched it or crossed it, we were dead.
They'd just shoot you? Now, what was the warning wire for? Just telling you you're in a bad zone?
Yeah, just for an excuse to shoot us.
Now, could you pass the warning wire and get close to the fence?
If you want to get shot.
Okay, I was a little confused. So if you crossed the warning wire, they'd shoot you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had a 30-foot zone from the fence to the warning wire that if you got in that, they'd shoot you.
Mm-hmm. And then they had the two big wires with a roll of wires on top,
Right.
and the guards walked between them two.
So there's actually two fences around the perimeter, and there were guards that would walk in between them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you had two
And
fences.
they had the guard tower at each corner
Yeah.
of the compound. And then they had, on the inside of the big wires, they had about 10 foot of cans that they'd emptied the food. So if you got at night, if you slipped under the warning wire and got to the fence, they'd hear you rattling the cans trying to get close enough to cut the wires. You didn't have no way to get out.
There's